Welcome to the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight is on Northwest Community College, and you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. Here's your host, Gary Darby.
From the LitGoMetals.com studio, doing a little work today on a Thursday. Thanks for being with me on the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. And welcome to December. Thursday, December 1 edition of the North Mississippi Spotlight, and we call it the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour today. So let me tell you what's going to happen. Coming up here in the next segment, I'll make a phone call to Athletic Director Jake Gordon at Northwest Community College, and we'll talk about his early tenure as Director of Athletics there in Senatobia. Been a fun one for him so far. And a big football game coming up on Sunday for the Northwest Rangers. They'll be in the NJCAA playoffs hosting Iowa Western. A lot more on that as the show goes along. And then I have to thank General Manager Rick Mize for helping me out. Coach Benji Parker had a needing to record an interview for the program today, and Rick was able to help me out with that late yesterday afternoon while I was doing Memphis Grizzlies work. And so what we'll do is we'll have Athletics Director Jake Gordon on the program first, and then you'll listen to Rick Mize talking to Northwest football coach Benji Parker in the second portion of the show. And then we'll ease on out of here with some information on what's left for your Super Talk Day as it gets kick-started. All right, a couple of items of business. We will expand on this, but for the second consecutive year, Northwest Ranger football team is in the NJCAA Division I football playoffs. They had to travel last year as the 2 seed. They get to host this year. And so they finished up number 2, third-ranked Iowa Western, played for a national championship last year against New Mexico Military. Remember, that's the team that Northwest had to travel and play last year. And so back at it again. There's history with Northwest and Iowa Western. Kickoff is scheduled for 5 on Sunday from Ranger Stadium and Bobby Franklin Field. You can watch it, ESPN Plus. Tickets are available for purchase, $15 early, $18 at the gate. We're going to tell you how to do that with Athletic Director Jake Gordon next. Northwest women's soccer sophomore middle fielder Jennifer Enriquez was chosen first-team NJCAA All-American. That was announced on Tuesday. She'll leave Northwest with 23 career goals, 6th all-time in Northwest history. And during the Lady Rangers' run through the soccer championship, she scored 1 goal, assisted on another. Northwest in soccer finished 15-2-3 overall, second straight year with 15 wins. Program all-time high for a single season. And they made it to the Final Four of the Division II Women's Soccer Championship Tournament for the first time in program history. They finished as one of the top 4 teams in the nation. You can text message the program at 662-426-1093, 662-426-1093. Go to the Facebook page, North Mississippi Spotlight with Gary Darby, on Twitter at GDarb65. You can email if you want, Darby@telesouth.com. Just be sure you tell us all the things that are going on and what we need to do and pass them along. You know, things like where your Christmas parades are, when they're scheduled, things like that. There's one tomorrow, in fact, in Water Valley at 6 o'clock. And then on the weekend, Taylor on Saturday, Oxford on Monday. We had Pam Swain on the show yesterday talking about that. And then we have others with Senatobia on Monday as well. And so there's a lot of Christmas parades. We'll start to talk about those as time goes on. Now, though, it's all about Northwest Community College and athletics today. Welcome to December and the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. The show continues next.
You're listening to the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 and stream live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour.
All right, I know there was a delay there. Radio going on and what we're doing and working on and things like that at 9:17. We've got Jake Gordon scheduled. He's going to call us now, and here we go. And we've got the athletic director at Northwest Community College, Jake Gordon's on the phone with us now on a December 1. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, 100%. It's been, I don't know, a little time since we spoke with you, and you had accepted the job to take over as AD there at Northwest Community College. What's it been like for you so far?
Well, it's been a busy fall, honestly. We've had some success with our women's soccer team that went to the national tournament, and our football team is still playing. So they play this Sunday in a national semifinal game that we get to host, which is the first time that's ever happened. And so it's a pretty big honor for the football team to host a national semifinal game and have a little bit of home field advantage and kind of give us an edge there, hopefully.
What has it been like for you as we talk about softball got to the Final Four, soccer gets to the Final Four, football is in the Final Four, and you're trying to, step in, be the athletic director, lead all of the teams, not just that one, new women's basketball coach, different things going on. I know it's obviously been a hectic and a lot of travel and different things may have happened for you. A busy but yet extremely fun time early for you?
Oh, yeah, it's been fun. It's been busy. I mean, they had success before I was here, Northwest did, and so, my big thing is I told the coaches when I came in that I didn't want to mess anything up, and so I feel like I've done that. I haven't messed anything up. We made it to the semifinals in a few sports, and so really I feel like the next step is to get past those semifinals, get to the championship game, and win a championship, and that would be pretty special.
100%. When I talk to some of these coaches, whether it's on the radio show or off or see them face-to-face at games or matches, one of the things that most all of them like to discuss with me is the team GPA. And I know that's a huge part of it, too. If you don't mind, can you expand a little bit on what has happened with some of those same sports that are getting into the Final Four of what they're doing, having some of the highest team GPAs they've had?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's related, but, our football team last year made it to the semifinals, and their team GPA was extremely high. Our women's soccer team, the same thing. They made it to the semifinals this year. Their GPA was very high last year, and I don't really anticipate that lowering at all with the group of girls that we have. And so I think it correlates to where these athletes are working hard. They're concentrating a lot of their efforts on the field, but that also carries over to their efforts in the classroom. And so, all the success on the field is great, and that receives a lot of attention. But kind of behind the scenes is how well they're doing in the classroom, and then that's kind of where their bread and butter will be for the rest of their lives, is where how far they work in the classroom and how far they work in whatever profession they decide to go after.
When you guys found out that Northwest was going to stay number 2 in the polls, they were going to get a chance to host Iowa Western, what has the planning been like, and what has this week been like to prepare for Sunday afternoon?
Well, if we were to pick a time to lose a game, I guess the time we lost the game is it worked out for us as far as the national perspective. We didn't win the MAC. We didn't win Mississippi. East Mississippi got that game, but we were fortunate to where we were able to not even drop in the rankings because everyone else below us dropped, and so it was kind of a weird situation. And the planning has been a learning experience for me. The NJCAA has come in and they've kind of helped me along the way to different requirements. So, ESPN Plus is going to have this game on ESPN, and so there's more things that go into that, and so it feels like we're working for them, which is fine. But they're coming in, and this is a big deal for them, and so technically it's supposed to be kind of not a home site for us, but a place where it's supposed to be even, but hopefully we can get a little bit home field advantage without announcing it too much.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing that I learned over time with NCAA baseball regionals, being involved with Ole Miss over the years, and you host those things, and at first, and it's changed a little bit, and you can tell that it's such a advantage for the home team, but the NCAA tried to do exactly what you're talking about. Couldn't play maybe some of the same music, or you couldn't, play things that, might be against another team or something like that. You had to try and be as, quote, neutral as possible, but hopefully, even with maybe a little weather, the people of North Mississippi, not just Senatobia, not just Northwest, will turn out to what's going to be a matchup of, obviously, two of the best community college football teams over quite a few years now with these two going on.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I know that it's hard to go from when you're going to the regular season, you're playing on Thursdays, which is a great night to play football because then you have junior college football on Thursday, then high school football on Friday, and then college football on Saturday, NCAA football. And so to go from that to go to the weekends, and now we're playing on Sunday. So I really hope that even with that change, we can get the support of the local fans and the families of the players, and to get everyone in here and try to give us a good amount of support. It'll be interesting to see. Last year we went to the semifinals, and we were the road team, and so we had to travel a long ways, and that travel it takes its toll on the players, and to have that and then go and try to play a game is tough. So we're hoping that having to play it on our field, get to sleep in our own dorm rooms and host a game will be a lot different for us. I think there's a little bit more pressure on us as the home team, but I think the football players can handle that pressure.
Can you tell us a little bit about tickets, pricing, and how we can go about doing that to be at the game on Sunday? Yeah,
so the pricing is a little bit more than our regular season games and even our postseason games as far as Mississippi. So to buy in advance will be $15, and to buy it at the gate will be $18. And so to be able to get those tickets, you can go on NWCCRangers.com, and there's a ticket tab right at the top there, and that will guide you to the ticketing process. And it's basically the same, just a little bit change in price, and that's about it. So if you've bought tickets in the past, it's not a different process at all. The only change is, we had passes for players' families, and those passes are not accepted by the NJCAA, and so there'll be a little bit different process for them to pay for to pay for the games.
Sure. So we'll work through that and hopefully have the big crowd there. Last message involving athletics, kind of in case we don't talk again before the end of the year, kind of a end of 2022 as the athletic director message. What would you like to say before we go?
Well, I mean, it's been a fun fall. I mean, there's been a lot of success. We've had our women's soccer and our football and our volleyball teams, and I feel like our men's soccer has improved, and even our rodeo team has shown some good flashes of some great results. And so, just hope to ride that wave from the fall and head into the spring with now baseball starting up, softball starting up in the spring, and then basketball right in the middle of their season. And so hope to carry over that momentum all the way over into the spring. And the one message I would give and that I give to the student athletes is to finish strong, do well on your test at the end of the year, and then come back, get a break, and then come back refreshed and, start it all over again in the spring semester.
Well, Jake, thanks for being with us on the program today. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk with you very soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That's Athletic Director Jake Gordon, who is talking with us today, gave you all the info about tickets and whatnot. Makes a really good point about the travel for Iowa Western. I don't know if a community college will fly the football team from Council Bluffs, Iowa, to Memphis and then bus them down. Still a 4-hour flight if you did that. If you drive, depends on the direction you go, but a minimum 10 and a half hours for a bus. Obviously, they would split that up a little bit. They would have to go down, through Kansas City, come through Missouri all the way down into Memphis in an odd way, or you go across through Columbia, Missouri, and down 55 to get there. That actually takes almost 11 hours. So that's what the road team will be dealing with, is the travel to get there. Hopefully you will be there and watch Northwest kick it off Sunday, 5 o'clock. You can go church early, right? Go to church, do your normal stuff, eat your lunch, then go take in some Northwest football on a Sunday afternoon. Number 2 Northwest, number 3 Iowa Western. Winner will play for a national championship in a game in Little Rock coming up a week later. So good luck there. In fact, we'll keep talking it. As I mentioned earlier, our GM, Rick Mize, was the one that had to help me and handle the interview with Coach Benji Parker. And so we'll have that coming up in the second half of the program. Next, we'll hear from the head coach about a lot of things. And Rick Mize handling the interview coming up after the break. Hold on.
This hour is Everything Northwest, your connection to Northwest Community College and powered by Sycamore Bank. Thanks for joining us on the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. Join the conversation by texting 662-426-1093.
North Mississippi Spotlight. Hi, this is Rick Mize, and I'm on the phone with the head coach of the Northwest Rangers, Benji Parker. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, Rick. How are you?
I'm doing very well, sir. Hey, we are so excited for you. Your 7th season as the head coach of the Rangers. You're in the playoffs again this year, and for the first time, you're going to host the first-round game this Sunday at 5 p.m. at Bobby Franklin Field versus Iowa Western. I know you guys have to be jazzed up about that.
Oh, yeah, it's really exciting, Rick. You know, the first that they started the 4-team Final Four, if you will, playoff system last year, and we've been fortunate enough to be in it both years, and this year we get to host at our home place, and we're excited about it and looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a win-win for Senatobia and Northwest.
That's exactly right. Well, you know what? I think it's a win-win for Senatobia, Northwest, the state.
Absolutely.
I think it's great for everybody. You know, we've had a lot of support, and a lot of people are working hard to make it a great day. So we're proud of it. No doubt about it.
That sounds great. And the Rangers come into the game ranked number 2 nationally. Iowa Western's number 3. But, of course, you guys are no strangers to titles of any kind. In the national title, I was just reviewing before we went on the air, in 1982, 1992, 2015, 2020, national titles there. And this year you're vying for one.
Yeah, that Northwest is tradition rich. You know, that started way back in the day, and you know, with Coach Franklin, and what he built here is unbelievable, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
So at 10-1 on the season this year, 6-0 in the North Division, I know you've got some amazing student athletes you want to kind of mention, and there's a whole list of them that have done a tremendous job this year.
Yeah, Rick, we've got a lot of good players. We really do, and you know, they've. Here's the thing about our guys. We played, you know, one undefeated throughout the regular season, and just the way they've handled every single day, you know, as far as on the field and off, I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys. They represent Northwest the right way, and I'm just proud of what they've accomplished. A good group of guys.
And we're talking with head coach Benji Parker with Northwest Rangers, and, of course, hosting a national playoff this weekend in Senatobia. I know that you've got the coaching staff has been right there alongside you throughout the year.
Well, Rick, we've got really, really good coaches. Best in the state, in my opinion. They're guys that are great coaches. They're great men. They're great family men. They love Northwest. They love our guys. They love going to work. Can't say enough about them. Our players and our coaches. That's the guys that the reason we've been successful. No doubt about it.
So this week has got to be kind of a special feel for the preparation. And of course, I know there's all the logistics and the things of people coming into town, the media and fans, but and even out-of-towners, of course, from Iowa. But there's just got to be a really great feel in practice this week.
Well, it is. You know, we had our Thanksgiving break, Rick, and we gave our guys some time off, which everybody needed and deserved. And we got them back, and we practiced couple days, early in the week, Sunday, Monday, here we go, had a little weather, but we've had good spirit at practice, so we're kind of going short and sweet, and, we're kind of in the middle of some guys taking finals and that kind of stuff, but we've had a pretty good spirit at practice, and everybody's kind of fired up and ready to go.
So now, is everybody healthy?
Well, for the most part, this late in the season, you play that many games with the roster size that we have, there's some bumps and bruises down the road, and you'll have a foot and a knee and that kind of stuff here. But for the most part, we're pretty much healthy. The time off really helped us a lot, too, to kind of get over the hump with some bumps and bruises.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I know the community and, as you mentioned, the whole state is really excited about this because we actually have a national playoff for a community college here in our state, and it's at Senatobia, and rightly so, because you talked about the rich tradition earlier. Now, one of the things to talk about, too, I think, because I know here we are getting near the end of the season. Hopefully we got the game this week and then, another game, obviously, but you start recruiting pretty soon.
Yeah, we do. We have the game coming up, and, our people at Northwest, our president, Dr. Heindel, we have unbelievable leadership at Northwest, and we're going in the right direction. We've got a lot of great things going on over here, so he'll make sure the playoff game is, and not just him, everybody on our campus, we'll work hard to make sure that it will be first class, and we're excited to have a lot of people on our campus and look at our campus and all that stuff, and we're fired up about it, and recruiting has already started, and it's hard to juggle, right now because a lot of coaches are on the road and that kind of stuff, out seeing kids, this and that. We have to practice, but that's tough to juggle right now, but we're doing the best we can, and that's just part of it, What we do is we just look at and see what is the best fit for us, as a player, as a person, as a student, and try to get the best guys that we can that fit Northwest. And there's certainly a lot of them out there this year that we really, really like. And soon as we get through this season, we're going to go see them and do the best job we can recruiting them and trying to get them on our campus to become a Northwest Ranger.
Well, you've obviously done a good job this year with some great guys. I know some of the names that popped up. You got, of course, Ren Heffley as your quarterback, and then you've got on the defensive side, you've got Sam Brumfield, linebacker, that's got 102 tackles this year. So you've got some players that have really excelled.
We do, Rick. We Ren and Sam, and the list goes on and on about the guys that have. I think we had more all-conference and all-region players ever this year, and those guys deserve that. They worked and played hard, and they deserve those. But let me tell you something else. Our trainers, our managers, our filmers, our teachers, our people in the cafeteria, everybody at Northwest had a hand in this season, and it takes that to be successful. And so we got a lot of good players, but we got a lot of other people that had a hand in us winning, and we're proud of it. And we're one big team over here, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
That's great. And I know everybody listening now is saying, well, now, how do we get the game? And it's at 5 o'clock on Sunday at Northwest there in Senatobia. And I know tickets can be purchased in advance for $15 plus taxes and fees, and then at the gate for $18. So we urge everybody to be there and support the Rangers.
Love to have a great crowd. We're playing a team that is, I've been watching them on film last several days, and Rick, that unbelievable. Iowa Western has played in the national title game last year. We've played them before. I think my first or second year to be the head coach here. went up there and they beat us. Well-deserved win for them because what a football team they had, and we were really good also, and they beat us up there. So we've got an unbelievable opponent coming in here that is really, really good, great players, really good coach. Scott Strohmeyer's done a great job there. I know their leadership. I don't know him, but their president, he's a football, sports, Iowa Western person. He wants them all to be good. So they're kind of like Northwest. They're supported from the top down, and hopefully it'll be a great game. Again, they got a great program, and we're gonna have our work cut out for us. But that's why we go into practice every single day, and can't wait for the game to get here.
Head coach Benji Parker with the Northwest Rangers vying for a national title again, and of course hosting for the first time ever a national playoff game in Senatobia this Sunday, 5 p.m. Coach, thanks for speaking with us.
Rick, thank you. You bet, buddy. Good talking to you.
All right, this is North Mississippi Spotlight on Super Talk Mississippi 93.7.
We're talking Rangers this hour. Thanks for joining us for the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. It's a special conversation about Northwest Community College. There's a campus near you and more to come. And you can join the conversation by texting 662-426-1093.
And we thank both of our guests, Athletic Director Jake Gordon and Head Football Coach Benji Parker, and of course Rick Mize, for doing a solid for me and doing that interview with Coach Parker. And we hope you got all that information out there in the world of athletics and you're ready to go watch Northwest play some football on Sunday. Hey, if you're looking for gift ideas, go to the website NWCCPAC.org. It's the Center for the Performing Arts. And so, again, the website is NWCCPAC.org. And you might want to purchase a family member some tickets to an upcoming performance, maybe even some season ticket packages, because there's so many things. And like, you could do it for the children, like Disney's Winnie the Pooh is coming. There are other things, including some movies and things that are coming up. But one of the first events, January the 28th, will be Winnie the Pooh. And if you have a family member that likes Kristen Chenoweth, Jay Leno, there are plenty of others that are coming to Northwest and the Performing Arts Center. And so you can go again to that website and just kind of look and see what's coming up. There's the Children's Performing Arts series. There's all the events that are coming up. So there's plenty of things and plenty of ideas that you can give for someone for the holidays. NWCCPAC.org. You can check it out. All the events listing there, the film series, plan your visit, anything you want, all at that website. Pretty simple to use. Kerry Goff's been kind enough to be on with us. Ben Carson's going to be there. A nice Elvis tribute and more. Movies, Marty Stewart's going to be in and around. So there's a lot of entertainment coming up next year. And maybe you can give that gift to someone to be a part of that. NWCCPAC.org. That's what you need to do. All right, again, Northwest Iowa Western coming up in football. The rest of athletics, as you heard even Coach Parker say, there's a lengthy, holiday break in the two-year schools. They're out and not back for quite a while, a couple of weeks before the next semester gets started and moving. And so you let them go home, you let them see family, you let them do whatever, but now you get them back football quicker because you got to play on Sunday, and you win, you play again. But for basketball, their regular season has been put on hold for about a month now, and they'll get back and start playing here in a couple of days. But you'll have a lot of break before basketball gets back. As far as the Northwest men are concerned, their last basketball game happened on Monday, and they will, in fact, have a game today and then take the break. So they're taking on SAU Tech in Camden, Arkansas, and then from December the 1st, today, until January the 5th, when conference play starts, there's not a game for the men's basketball team. As far as the women are concerned, and their schedule, they have a game at home tonight against ASU Mid-South, and then they're off until January the 5th. So there is some basketball that you can take part in Senatobia tonight. 5:30 is the tip-off time for the Northwest women, trying to get even at 4-4 on the season against ASU Mid-South. They played them in their first regular season road game and lost 58-50 back in November on the 11th in the Greyhound Classic. So a little rematch there going on in Senatobia tonight. We'll update you on all of the things next week as far as NWCC is concerned. We'll see what areas we go into. But good luck to the Ranger football team on Sunday with their 2-3 matchup against Iowa Western. Thanks for being a part of the program. Again, for our guests, and Rick Mize for stepping in and handling an interview for me to get that with Coach Benji Parker, and then for Jake coming on with us, Jake Gordon, the athletic director at Northwest. Another show in the books. December is underway. You know what's happening tomorrow. You know what's happening the rest of the day on Super Talk Radio. So I guess my work is kind of done here for a Thursday, December 1st, 2022 edition of the Sycamore Bank Ranger Hour. Have a good one, people. So long.